We're a regional organization. We look out for the East Shore and West Shore for its forgotten Civil War history. So we formed in 1990. We had to fight the state to get the Governor Curtin Monument restored in Harrisburg. Of course, Camp Curtin was the forerunner to the farm shelter, and it was close to the river back then. So in 1992, I approached the board to start saving money for wayside. So tours and self-guided tours could be done. Because I saw what this area was lacking, what was forgotten, and the schools aren't teaching. And it's really not their fault. The state mandates what they have to do. I'm not getting on teachers, but you know, the end of the year when you're sitting watching movies to kill time, why can't they do a 2-hour course on the area of Civil War? You know, I've had a lot of students come into my store saying, why isn't this being taught in school? This is so cool. So we've worked together. Where's Don? Don has helped with the graphic and content here. I had a lot of stuff in my head, but Don banged out 20 waysides in 3 days. He lived at his computer, so let's give him a hand. Come on. So we're putting another 20 up next year on the East Shore. So we gotta just think, Susquehanna River, let's forget it's not the Berlin Wall. This is a regional back and forth. If we bring people up, I've had battlefield guides want me to give them a personal tour of these waysides. We've had people come up to Gettysburg and throw checks at this. We raised $22,000 in 2 weeks. We've had law offices still voting this. They know this is important. So the brochure, does anyone have the white? Yeah. Derek, can you get me the brochure and the white pamphlet? So this, Cumberland County Economic Development, we worked on this for a week. We had 6 waysides up at the monument. We blew it up now to 25. Okay? So this is really detailed on everything around here. These will be in stores. People will be hearing, what's this about? You know, they'll go over there and say, what's that about? But they're going to start shopping Mechanicsburg. You know, let's face it, Amazon has sucked the business out of America. I mean, all you have anymore in these little towns is what they cannot do. Get your dog's hair cut, petitions. You know what I'm talking about. 3 income tax places, 3 cell phone places. It's everything they can't do. So with this, it's going to help bring tourism into the region. And the white pamphlet, right here, thank you. You have a tear off. You get 4 magazines. I have 3 magazines in there with Camp Curtin. And you can help fund this project. We needed $10,000 account just for perpetual care. Today, we have replaced 4 of these. That cost $3,200. These age out after 10 years. We want Mechanicsburg, Cumberland, Camp Hills, Lemoyne, Hampton Township. We want them all looking good forever. So a lot of times people put these up and they don't do anything. They need car waxed every year. They need tools to go out and maintain. They're going to keep looking good. Using aluminum or power coat, they're not going to rust. So you're going to go around and the volunteers will be at the different waysides and they'll be checked off to show you're there. You bring them back to my store or mail them in, or go to West Shore Historical Society's headquarters at 430 Front. Has a parking lot in the back, so don't freak out about parking along the river. Just pull in the back and get to see them. There are big partners in this. Half of these waysides have their logo on it. This is the executive director, Janice Links, Mr. Harlacher. Okay, that's the president. So we also want to recognize the Harrisburg Civil War Roundtable. I've been a member there since 1989. and I belong to every organization around here to keep an eye on things. So today, we have a lot of my board members also Harrisburg, a lot of them. So you have Don representing Harrisburg, Joe's a member, here's a member also of Harrisburg Roundtable, of course I am. Steve, you want to wave? He's program chairman, so, you know, this is a community effort. If we get people coming up here from all over and get those brochures down in Gettysburg, they're going to come up here. This is going to be a forever thing. This is just a temporary ceremony. This is forever. So now you know about why we did this, why we're continuing to do this, the cost. We need your donations. Explain the form. I recognize the officers of the round table. Chief, where's the chief back?
Back here.
Oh, Chief Lenny back there. And Mayor, you want to come up here? Mayor Anthony. Okay. Now, you want to say a few words, Mayor? Go ahead.
I do.
Go ahead.
It's a great day. Your passion fires everybody up. I can only speak for Mechanicsburg, but your passion for history and for teaching is something that I think that we all appreciate. I actually have something today to give to you. I was going to wait until afterwards, but since you said I can speak now. This is a mayoral proclamation. It says that whereas the strength and character of a community is built upon the lives, wisdom, and enduring contributions of our citizens, and whereas throughout his life, James E. Schmick has demonstrated the exceptional devotion, passion, and effort for his research in and the sharing of Mechanicsburg's involvement in the Civil War, and whereas James E. Schmick is the owner and operator of the Civil War and More store in the heart of our downtown and has welcomed tourists, researchers, and community members alike for years, regaling them with his depth of knowledge and passion. And whereas James E. Schmick has authored multiple books on the Civil War, the last of which he co-authored with Donald J. Bader and Scott L. Mingus Sr., with maps by Bradley M. Godfrey, entitled Before Gettysburg. And whereas James E. Schmick has been deeply involved in the Wayside Marker Project being unveiled throughout the West Shore today that depicts the rich history of the Civil War in South Central Pennsylvania, especially in the days leading up to Gettysburg. And whereas through his work and accomplishments, Mechanicsburg is better known throughout America and welcomes tourists of all ages. And now, therefore, I, John G. Anthony, Mayor of the Borough of Mechanicsburg, do hereby extend my warmest personal congratulations as we, the people of the Borough of Mechanicsburg, honor James E. Schmick on this occasion and declare this day, July 25th, 2026, James E. Schmick Day in Mechanicsburg.
Okay. List of donors are also in the pamphlet. It's quite lengthy. I just want to thank 5, 10, 15, 20. Pennies make dollars. We got some big contributions. Anyone here in the crowd, thank you so much. We can't list everybody, but you know, really very thankful. And of course, when we're done unveiling the Susquehanna Travelers, some of the members live down in the Pancake House down at Walnut, Maine, where they made pancakes all day for the Confederates at Orange Brick Home. And that's at the Wayside at the library. So being here, you can go to the two Waysides at the museum. You got this one here. Frankenberger Place, park there beside the Frankenberger Tavern. You look at that one, then of course you park in the library parking lot. And we have the Wayside showing what it looked like when Jenkins cleaned it out and made a Confederate hospital for the invasion of Harrisburg. Okay? Now the thing is, a lot of people don't realize, why are the Confederates coming up here? Everybody goes, oh, state capital. No. The map maker for the Confederates used to be the school teacher in the school of Harrisburg. And In the summer, he's bored, so he maps out the entire Shenandoah and Cumberland Valley to Harrisburg. When Lee takes command in the spring at 62, he sits down with Stonewall and he says, you know, you go like the coal mines are just like Centralia. And the U.S. Navy is no sure ships to blockade southern ports. A lot of people don't realize that. Don and I, it's in the book, the proofs in there, government letters. That is why they were coming up. But Lee said if we bump into the Army of the Potomac, we're turning around. So guess what? That's why all the guys left and went to Gettysburg, the biggest accident in the American Civil War. It should have been the Battle of Harrisburg. So again, thank you all for coming. It's a first year event. We'd like to do it every year. We can build on it. You gotta tell your neighbors about it. But together, working together, we can help promote the tourism industry and have people shop in little downtowns like Mechanicsburg, Lemoyne, Camp Hill. They're gonna be looking for restaurants. And you'll see a special store. So again, it's also about bringing tourism dollars into this region. Anything like that. There you go. There is my hero right here. She came in, we worked on this for 15 minutes. A week later, she had it done. I mean, that's pretty cool. And you gotta realize, we're gonna be printing these forever. This isn't just for the ceremony. They printed 2,500 of these. So they're gonna start popping up in stores and stuff. And it's just gonna be a network and it's gonna help Cumberland County, correct? You wanna say a few words?
Absolutely. I'm with the Cumberland Area Economic Development Corporation and Cumberland Valley Visitors Bureau. We have worked with Jim for years on these brochures, and it's always a pleasure to see his enthusiasm for what happened in this region and how that translates into bringing more tourists to the area. So we're very happy with this newest brochure, and we hope you can all visit all the locations and experience everything the area has to offer.
Thank you, thank you. And I want to recognize Councilwoman Okay, thank you. And you want to move inside there? There he is. Former mayor of Mechanicsburg, has cared about this community for decades. Okay, now we have a check presentation.
Janice Links, I'm the Executive Director of the Western Historical Society. This is our president, Kurt Harlicker. We're thrilled to be involved in this project with Jim and Camp Kirk Historical Society. As Jim said, our logo is on several of the waysides. We represent 7 municipalities on the West Shore, so you'll see our logo on some of the waysides. But perhaps most important, I'd really like to thank Jim and the Camp Kirk Historical Society for honoring our past president, Don Paul Shearer, by dedicating today in his memory. So he is missed by us every day, and you might not even know you miss him, but if you didn't even know him, he was so important in the work in the community that I'm very grateful that we have a chance to honor him today. And that being said, we are presenting a $500 check to the Camp Kirk Historical Society as our minor contribution to this project.
Look over here. Does she need a water?
I do. I do.
Okay, we're gonna cut the ribbon and unveil the wayside. There you go. So this is what used to be here that was torn down for the bank. These are Mechanicsburg's last 4 veterans. That's the shot up flag from at Antietam from the Mechanicsburg number 130. So we have Harrisburg's logo, the Burroughs logo, Camp Curtin's logo. A lot of these have QR codes on, so you can scan with your phone, and the tour brochure from Cumberland County Economic Development is going to pop up. So a lot of work put into this, a lot of work, a lot of spell checking. That's the hardest part. So again, thank you everyone. I will be at Hampton Township's kiosk. We gave a Boy Scout $1,500 for a kiosk to be built for their 7 waysides at the borough. So again, thanks everybody. Hope to see you later on. I will be at my store 2:30 to 4:30. I booked my book that just came out with Don. It's for sale in there. Okay. So,
What can you tell us about Colonel Zinn?
Colonel Zinn was a school teacher at Churchtown, and he was in charge of 130th Pennsylvania, which is Carlisle, York, Mechanicsburg. The guys in Mechanicsburg buried all the Confederate dead in Sunken Road, Bloody Lane, and Antietam. Zinn gets killed at Fredericksburg in December, and he's buried at the beginning of the tour in Mount Zion Cemetery in Churchtown. So the one-way side, when you're standing there across the street, is where a third of Jeb Stuart men were camped July 1st with 125 stolen wagons from Maryland. You know, these waysides are really going to educate people. So again, thank you everyone. Go and listen to the Susquehanna Travelers. We're playing till 9:30, and check out the waysides. Again, thank you. Nice work.